like I mentioned, we talked about this. We talked about this before, but it's making its rounds. We need to update our resume. This isn't new. This happened a while back, but every now and then you get to listen to these public experts or public health officials and people that work with the state that basically are in some way, shape, or form perpetuating this narrative of COVID's hysteria. Okay. Sometimes they say the quiet parts out loud, and I would say often they do, but they're a little more blunt. Let's listen to what these weirdos had to say.
Do you believe that race is, the variables are, and what the messaging should be?
My main concern is that we're not going to reach herd immunity because of vaccine hesitancy. And I know that's hard for a lot of people to believe who desperately want the vaccine right now. And they're thinking, oh, well, it's just a...
And by the way, this is Dr. Leanna Nguyen.
Small percentage of people who are actually anti-vaxxers. And that's true. There is the anti-science, anti-vaxxer contingent.
Again, I always love how anybody that is not lining up to take an experimental vaccine is anti-science. Like, or anti-vax for that matter, like, which is, it's such a bizarre, it's a gaslight textbook, right? But it goes to show how they use rhetoric to demonize certain people, right? It's like it's black and white with them. It's you agree with us, or you do everything it is that we say, or you're anti this, or even pro that. And in this case, is anti-vax. Like, never mind that this is a new thing, right? Where they're rolling out a freaking vaccine in the way that they are, having not gone through the testing that generally it does for the extended periods of time. So absolutely, it's experimental. But yeah, you're anti-science, you're anti-vax because you're not lining up to get this jab. It's incredible.
But I think that there are many more people, millions of people who, for whatever reason, have concerns about the vaccine, who just don't know what's in it for them. And we need to make it clear to them that the vaccine is the ticket back to pre-pandemic life. And the window to do that is really narrowing. I mean, you were mentioning, Chris, about how all these states are reopening. They're reopening at 100%.
Damn right.
We have a very narrow window to tie reopening policy to vaccination status. Because otherwise, if everything is reopened, then what's the carrot going to be? How are we going to incentivize people to actually get the vaccine?
She's literally, see, and I'm sorry I have to raise my voice. Actually, no, this is my damn channel. I ain't sorry for nothing. Because I sit up here and say this, right? I say this since March. I say this since April. Like what they do is they hold a carrot out there. That's even the language that we had been using on the news of Why It Matters. And they sit there and call us conspiracy theorists for saying, okay, they're trying to incentivize you to get this jab. And even if it's like, doesn't really make sense and what have you, or they're going to like have these like kind of draconian policies and they're going to tie it to this. And the whole idea is, well, if you reopen or you're open, people will find out that the cat is out the damn bag, right? Maybe they had been lying to you. Maybe it's something else going on, and you'll at least second guess the crap it is that they say. And then they sit here and say that, and I'm gonna rewind it just a little bit for you.
Opening policy to vaccination status, because otherwise, if everything is reopened, then what's the carrot going to be? How are we going to incentivize people to actually get the vaccine? So that's why I think the CDC and the Biden administration needs to come out a lot bolder and say, if you're vaccinated, you can do all these things. Here are all these freedoms that you have, because otherwise, people are going to go out and enjoy these freedoms anyway. And I fear a situation of coming into the fall where we never reach herd immunity. And then we get hit by the next surge of COVID-19 in the fall, something that we could have prevented if we just got people.
Go. First of all, what's that name? Leanna Nguyen? Go fuck yourself. Straight up. Like, but either way, what it does is, again, they say this quiet parts out loud every now and then. And it's so frustrating. I know if you're a creator that's been calling this out for a very long time, it has to be frustrating for you as well. Because there are a lot of lambs, right, that will, again, whatever it is that the government tells them to do, their public officials tell them to do, they will do it, right? And we sit here, we look at it. Folks like myself are very analytical. So we looking at, we following these different things. Like we're looking at who has what to gain to try to figure out, because often, like with this COVID-19, it doesn't make sense. Not just with the survival rate or anything, just with really everything surrounding it. A lot of the policies don't seem to make sense, right? And what she just sat up there and told y'all is that the carrot is getting back to some sort of normalcy, returning to some sort of normalcy. She says that who gets in the way of that? Well, people that, or rather, whether it be the governors or the states that reopen, then they can't tie the jab to it, right? They can't tie the jab. People going to get on with their life, right? So this is our opportunity. Look, man, they're telling you like that ain't even right there what she said. That's not necessarily a scientific position. She's just saying it's advantageous to what it is that we want you to do. And in this case, or in this context, what they're talking about is the jab. Now, does it make sense? Maybe, maybe not. But what she's saying is that the carrot, return to normalcy. You want to return to normalcy? Okay, get the jab. Get the jab. Get the jab, and then you can return to normalcy. Who gets in the way of that? Well, it's the areas, the geographical areas that say, you know what? We're going to let adults be adults. If you want to go get the jab, go get the jab. You want to just return to your life with voluntarily, whether it be through a business, and you want to run your business in the way that you want. You require people to have the mask. You don't require people to have the mask. You want to be one of those weirdos that require people to be vaccinated, certain whatever. Free to do whatever it is you want. We're going to allow people to make the decision, which is all that means. That's all opening to 100% means, by the way. It doesn't mean that everybody's going to do the same thing. No, all it means is that you can make the decision for yourself. That's all it means. They don't like that. In any event that people get on with their lives, yes, there's going to be folks that are like, nah, I'm going to go on with my life. I'm going to go on with my life. Forget this jab. And this Leanna chick is sitting here telling you like, well, this is our opportunity, Biden administration, government, This is our opportunity. We can essentially coerce people into getting this jab. But if these people are opening 100%, folks will see that the jig's up. Folks will get on with their life. They won't be incentivized to get the jab. So we kind of got to tie these policies. Never mind if it makes sense or not. We need to tie these policies together. Return to normalcy, get the jab. That way we can get more people. Look, man, something else is up. You can call people a conspiracy theorist, but when they say stuff like that and they say it out loud and it's just confirming some of the things that we have been saying for a very long time, folks like myself, you don't have a leg to stand on in that regard. You simply don't. You don't have any sort of leg to stand on. It's a game to them. And the government, and including these scientists that work for them, I don't know why people think, well, you are a scientist, or rather you are a medical doctor, and you work for the government. You're just, everything you say is righteous. Or rather you were getting peddle up. You don't even have to work for them. Just peddle what it is the government's pumping out. And it's just righteous. You can't be wrong. You can't be incorrect ever. I don't know, man. I don't know how many more times that I got to be right on this or something like that. But, a lot of people are lambs. It's what it boils down to. A lot of people just will do whatever they're told by way of the state. And anything that doesn't get funneled through them has to be incorrect or can't be truthful. Sometimes they say the quiet parts. You just watched a clip from my podcast, For Canon's Sake. Catch us live at 12 p.m. throughout the week over at youtube.com/YoungRipper59 and follow us over at odyssey.com/@YoungRipper59. If you want to watch the entire video cast after the show is over, just be sure to become a member on the YouTube channel. Of course, the full audio portion of the podcast is available for free on all major digital platforms, or just visit forcanonsake.com.